Jjigae, a stew turned blazing scarlet by kimchi and chiles, is dotted with pork and bulbous clouds of soon tofu. David Morris Smith for the New York Times, Melbourne, Australia. It is hard to argue with barbecue and fried chicken. Those two foods have snaked the way into the Australian restaurant zeitgeist like no other in recent years, as edible Americana has become ubiquitous here. But these two giants of Southern cookery are also culinary emissaries of Korean culture. And as ambassadors go, you can get much more charming and irresistible than sizzling meats and crispy chicken served with plenty of beer. There is so much more to Korean food, however, than these greasy darlings, and there are very few places in Melbourne to explore that vast deliciousness. You can get a decent bibimbap here and there, and kimchi shows up on cafe menus almost as often as dukkha these days. Much harder to find are bubbling cauldrons of jjigae, turned blazing scarlet from kimchi and chiles, dotted with pork and bulbous clouds of soon tofu. In my book, these stews are some of life's most elemental and necessary dishes. And sure, barbecue and fried chicken make fantastic companions for beer or rice-based liquors, but all Korean cuisine has a wicked brilliance when it comes to drunk food that I had not seen in Melbourne. Not until I found Joomak. It was no easy feat. Joomak opened in 2010, is in the basement of a personality-less Swanston Street office building in Melbourne's central business district, with no street signage indicating that you are in the right location. You enter the building feeling wholly unsure of yourself before descending a flight of stairs that lead to a heavy wooden door. Though the name of the restaurant is above the staircase, and a note on the basement door explains that the business is cash only, it is not until you step into the room that you are entirely sure you have found the place. It does not help that both map apps on my phone put Joomak down a nearby alley, where I encountered other bewildered would-be customers searching for an entrance between dumpsters. Use the street address, not the name of the restaurant. Who is cramming into the long, low room, with its booths tucked into nooks along its sides, mainly young people speaking Korean. They are here for blended soju and fruit slushies. The pineapple version is best in pitchers, an unfiltered rice wine on tap, served in metal tea kettles and drunk from shallow metal bowls. And they're here for the food that goes with drinking: corn kernels heaped in a pile and smothered in melted cheese, egg rolls stuffed with cheese and fish roe, and yes, spicy pan-fried chicken. I came for the jjigae, listed in English on Joomak's menu as kimchi and pork soup with tofus, presumably because the word jjigae has yet to make it into the lexicon of the non-Korean-speaking Australian. It came bubbling in a black cauldron and satiated my lust for piquant, porky comfort. I have certainly had better versions, but Joomak's kimchi pancake could hang with the best of them, its perfectly greasy crisped crust giving way to a slightly creamy interior, as proficient at soaking up booze as any street pizza. The seafood pancake is pretty fine, too. Spicy chicken gizzards, sizzling on a platter, lose the bouncy magic as they cool into rubbery nubs. But those first few bites are fantastic. There is a common theory that Los Angeles' giant Korean population and Koreatown neighborhood have a strong influence on Korean food culture worldwide. Because America has high-quality beef, one result is more beef-based dishes. You can see that at Joomak in the L.A. style: short ribs, cut thin and cooked crispy, the flesh sweet with soy and garlic. Australia has its subtle influences, too. School prawns, the common bar snack of fried shrimp, are not much different at Joomak than they are at any number of Melbourne pubs, eaten hidden and served with aioli. A dish of cabana sausage stir-fried with vegetables is the ultimate multicultural mashup, a Korean take on an Australian version of a Polish sausage. Joomak opened in 2010, is in the basement of a personality-less Swanston Street office building in Melbourne's central business district. David Morris Smith for the New York Times. A helpful hint: call ahead and make a booking. Joomak has one of Melbourne's rare extremely late-night licenses, and it is likely you'll be taking advantage of those very late hours if you decide to wander in without warning. The efficient, harried staff will take your name and quote a 2-3-hour wait for a table. There is nowhere in the restaurant to wait. Go drink somewhere else and check back by phone intermittently. Persistence pays off. In Seoul, as in Los Angeles, youth culture and food culture are inextricably intertwined, much like fashion in Tokyo or hip-hop in Atlanta. Ancient methods and ingredients are still respected, but the force that drives the creativity and excitement and revenue for the restaurant industry is food-obsessed millennials. At midnight on Friday nights, Swanston Street is packed with young people of Korean, Vietnamese and Chinese descent, and their energy foretells a Melbourne that is bound to become increasingly influenced by Asian youth culture. Through a door and down some stairs, Joomak is a window into that culture in all its late-night, sochu-soaked vibrancy. Do you have a suggestion for Besha Rodel? The New York Times Australia Bureau would love to hear from you. Night Australia at nighttimes.com or join the discussion in the NYT Australia Facebook group. Read about the Australia Fair column here. Follow NYT Food on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Pinterest. Get regular updates from NYT Cooking with recipe suggestions, cooking tips and shopping advice. 407-409 Swanston Street, Little Louisiana, Trobe St. Melbourne, Australia 03-9663-7123. Website recommended dishes: kimchi, pancake, seafood, pancake, kimchi soup with pork, mussel soup, seafood, silken tofu soup, pan-fried barbecued chicken, barbecue beef, ribeye style corn with cheese. Price $. Moderate, open Monday to Wednesday for dinner and late night, Thursday to Saturday for dinner and very late night. Reservations accepted. Wheelchair access. Dining room is down 2 sets of narrow stairs, no wheelchair access. The restroom does not have a handrail. This information was last updated November 9, 2017.